YouTube, this is BUB'S Comics coming at you with a quick comic haul. Really happy and proud to show some of these books off, so let's get right to it. First thing off, first, let me just mention some of the background scene we got going on here. Doesn't that look like April O'Neil in this Tarzan #1? Look at that. I think that looks just like April O'Neil. So anyway, and then here's of course April proper over here. So anyway, we'll start off with Spider-Woman #1. This was an Instagram pickup, and that is nice. That is my second copy of Spider-Woman #1. First copy I have is signed by Marv Wolfman. I got that signed myself, and this copy is signed by Stan Lee. So woohoo! That is the second official Stan Lee signature on my collection. This is one I don't know if I'll get it sent off and authenticated in the whole 9 yards. I kind of trust. I know what collection it came from. I know that there were multiple copies of this same book signed roughly in the same spot. So clearly somebody just took a stack to him to sign. But in any case, I'm probably not even going to bother to authenticate this one. I'll just hold on to it. Maybe down the line I will if I really run out of things to send in. But or if I want to use my CBCS coupon, then I might send that off at some point. But for now, it'll just stay in the PC. Next, I've been picking up these Planet Comics Golden Age books. And here is Planet Comics #62. Really like that book. I'll show it up a little closer. Look at that guy with the tattoo in his chest. There's so much to unpack in these. I love it. So the guy's in chains. He's busting the glass out of the globe of the guy's helmet. See that little alien dude? And as usual, the aliens in these runs usually have like tentacle hands and stuff. So he's got the tentacle arm, and he's looking on in horror. Can't believe that guy just punched his dome off. And then she's always, the women are prominently featured as heroines. And you see she's about to fire away. So much to see in these covers. Look at the background. Look at that alien, looks like a bug type ship. And it's grappling with another ship, grabbing it out of the air. There's another ship there. There's another 2 ships crash landed over there. There's another ship crash landed over there. This thing's got like 5 ships on the cover. Just fantastic. And look at that old old-timey breathing apparatus there. Isn't that great? So really, really great stuff. And then another ship at the top, of course. Planet Comics. Look at that. That's fantastic. I love this stuff. It's definitely my new obsession is to complete this Planet Comics run. It's going to be all low grade for sure. This one I'd call a 0.5 at best, but a pretty decent cover. So, and no major art missing is the main thing. I want them basically complete, meaning if there's pieces missing of the back cover or something like that, I'm not going to complain, but I want them basically complete and just, collect the whole run. It's going to be hard enough to do that in a reasonable budget. Next we have The Ghost Rider #1. So this is a book that I missed out on auction once, and ever since then I've been kind of just had it in the back of my mind and found this one. It's my first time buying off Comic Connect. So now I've bought auctions or buy it now, however you want to look at it. Of course, it's expanding every day, it seems, the ways you can buy comics. So I've bought off eBay, of course. I've bought off Facebook. I've bought off Instagram. And I've bought on mycomicshop.com. That's pretty much the only places I had bought off of, an internet type things. And now I bought this off Comic Connect. So the deal with Comic Connect, and I won't get into it long, I'm sure there's plenty of videos detailing it, and you can read their website. But the long and short of it is Comic Connect is more of a meeting place for buyers and sellers. They don't actually have any of these comics on file. They don't have many of them there. So I don't know if you send the book in first or you send pictures or whatever, but bottom line is that you don't actually send the book until someone buys the book. So I made an offer on this book. He had to buy it now. I didn't like that price. So I made an offer, counter offer. Finally it was accepted. So the book, I then paid for the book. and then I waited like 2 weeks for them to get the book from the seller. And then they get the book, they inspect the book, they make sure it's everything it was supposed to be, everything they said it was, and then once they get it and they inspect it, they charge me. Then, they get my money. I'm committed to the sale though up until that point. So they get the money, and then they go from there to ship the book to me, and they charge me shipping, and then they ship the book to me. So the whole process takes anywhere from 3 to 4 weeks. And that is if there's no hiccups or problems. It's the longest I've ever waited after paying for a book to get it. And I'm not good with that. So, and in my opinion, it lowers the value for me. So when there's another book so basically whenever I see a book on there, if it's market value and then I factor in, but wait a minute, I have to wait 4 weeks for it or longer perhaps, then all of a sudden I don't want to pay as much for it. So for me, it lessens the amount that I'm willing to pay for these books. But for other people who have more patience, maybe not. So here's the Ghost Rider. It's the first appearance and origin story of the Ghost Rider in Marvel Comics. So he's a Dick Ayers creation, and Dick Ayers had him in Tim Holt comics prior to this. So a lot of people will say, oh, this is the original Ghost Rider, this is the first Ghost Rider, but actually he appeared in Tim Holt Western comics prior to this, and they waited until that publisher ran out of the rights to this, and then they brought him back for Marvel. Dick Ayers brought him to Marvel. So that's what happened with this. Everyone will say something different, but for me, he is the original Ghost Rider. Now, I have a Marvel Spotlight number 5, which I love, and that's the first appearance of what most people would probably call the modern Ghost Rider. And then you have people who say, well, the two characters have nothing to do with each other. But as usual, Marvel will remind you that that's not the case, and they'll put the two characters in a story together, or they'll have them meet up in some odd way. I think he was even portrayed in the Ghost Rider movie, by Sam Elliott, if I'm not mistaken, or a version of him. So that's kind of how it goes. To me, he's the original Ghost Rider. Does he ride a motorcycle? No. Does he have a flaming head? No. But he's the original Ghost Rider. And later they changed him to the Phantom Rider to take away the confusion between him and the new Ghost Rider that they introduced. So totally different, stories as far as that goes, but this is the original Marvel Ghost Rider. And you can't tell me no different. Very happy to have that one. Got it for a song, and I absolutely love that cover. It is gorgeous. And it's a very short run. There's only like 7 in that run or so. So I may pick up the rest of them because they all have pretty cool Dick Ayers covers. And for the grand finale, I picked up Planet Comics number 61 in a slab. Now, it's the first time that I've bought a Golden Age slab. And I have to say that I'm very, very impressed with the slab. A couple of things going on. One is that the book is just it's basically Silver Age size. It's just slightly, maybe a hair or a centimeter or something bigger. Most of these are fitting in Silver Age bags that I have. They're a little bit oversized bags, but they're still fitting. And my Mylars are a little bit wider. So they're fitting in Silver Age, so I'm happy with that. But this book just looks nice and complete in this case. It's one of those thicker cases that they give it because it's 52 pages. So it looks just fantastic. This cover is one of my favorite covers in the run, so I'm really happy to have it. Got it for a good deal. It sure presents better than a 1.0. I mean, look at this. To say corners are sharp on a Golden Age book is it's always going to be something of a lie. But, well, in my price category. But it's complete. It looks good. It's got cover detached according to the notes, but I'm from New York City, and this is a great New York City destruction scene. So you see all the buildings kind of messed up and in rubble and half broken off. And you got that girl who's missing shoes, which is funny because most of these Planet Comics will make a big deal about the women's footwear. Like they'll be very, cool boots or sandals or heels or something going on. In this case, she's got bare feet, so that's interesting. And cute little dress and a cool helmet or whatever, space, I guess for flight, right? So she's got that helmet and a big swoosh for the jetpack. It's really cool. She's blasting away into this spaceship that's coming, obviously, to do harm. So really, really great. Love how it's blasting in front of the Planet Comics logo too. Really, all of those, you know, people. I obviously have a particular type of book that I enjoy. So I like the pretty ladies. I like monsters, and I like novelty books, and specifically 3D books. So what's funny to me, and kind of fantasy type books. So what's funny to me is that I've got everything, and this Planet Comic run really does have it all for me. It's got cool women. It's got, you know, monsters. In this case, it's aliens. You know, soldier type aliens. In this cover, not my favorite kind of monster for these. Some of the better monsters are in other covers. But it's got the soldier level aliens. And to me, it has a great 3D effect. By most of the covers have art that details out in front of the Planet Comics. And I just love how that looks. Really gives it a nice 3D effect. So very cool. My first slab, my first Golden Age slab. Very, very happy to have it. And you know, these books are readily available in reprints. You can buy them all day on eBay. You can download them for free. I mean, so having these books in slabs, I'm starting to believe may be the best way to collect them. So if I buy a book and it's at a real fair price, I'll probably go ahead and get it slabbed. And if I find one that's already slabbed, I might snatch it up and pay a little bit extra for it, because they present fantastic in the slabs, and this book just looks amazing to me. And you are preserving, you know, this book from 1949, so you're preserving an old book, so it probably needs to be in a slab or some protective device. So absolutely fantastic. Hope you all can appreciate and enjoy that as much as I do. So there you go. It's BUB'S Comics saying thank you all, and read a comic, or at least, you know, buy a slab and read the graders notes. Thanks. Bye.